What's up, folks? I'm Chris, your MLB writer here at OccupyFantasy.com, here with a look at the main slates on FanDuel, DraftKings, and Yahoo for Monday, April 25th. There's just one major difference between the main slate on FanDuel and everywhere else tonight. FanDuel has the 6:10 p.m. game between the Brewers and the Giants off of their main slate, so no access to players from the Brewers or Giants on FanDuel tonight. As always, we start with starting pitching. Tonight, there's a lot of good options. First and foremost, we have Max Scherzer with the New York Mets. Scherzer's facing a St. Louis Cardinals lineup that actually strikes out at the third lowest rate per plate appearance right now, so a little bit of a tougher spot than normal for Scherzer, but this is still Max Scherzer we're talking about here. His 20.4 OF index is typically one of the best ones we'd ever see. Interesting that we have 3 20-plus OF index rankings tonight. But Scherzer standing up from the pack at this point early in the day. Shane Bieber right behind him at a 20.1. 1.74 strikeouts per innings pitch projected for Bieber in the Occupy model. And actually talked about that with Brian and our staff this morning. I wanted to go through that and double check that number because it's astronomically high. The reason for that is all the Angels hitters in the projected lineup tonight against Bieber actually strike out over 20% of the time. All but one of the hitters in the Angels lineup strike out over 20% of the time against right-handed pitchers like Shane Bieber. So that's why he's popping for us a little bit here. Corbin Burns, huge favorite, minus 210 tonight against the San Francisco Giants. Burns, the most expensive pitcher on the slate here on DraftKings, so he will be an interesting option in low-risk contests especially. Now, Kyle Gibson here with the Phillies is a pretty cheap pitcher option over on DraftKings, just $6,800. Respectable 15.3 OF index here. Gibson with 1.02 strikeouts per innings pitch projected in our model, and a very good performance in the StatCast department. Not allowing a lot of hard contact or batted balls to go far when he allows them into play. So interesting option there with Kyle Gibson. Walker Buehler with the Dodgers, a minus 195 favorite. May actually be the safest pitcher for low risk tonight. $8,800 here on DraftKings, $9,400 over on FanDuel. Buehler a minus 195 moneyline favorite and actually does have the biggest moneyline move in his favor with everyone backing the Dodgers in betting markets here early on Monday. So Buehler looking like a good option for your low-risk lineups tonight especially. Actually my favorite pitcher to start with as a result. Now we have some expensive offenses that we want to maybe try and get in tonight, which is probably going to put us back on a guy like Gibson on DraftKings, or maybe in a high-risk spot, Jose Barrios against the Red Sox. Those high-risk stacks are the Dodgers and the Phillies. Number 1 and number 2 by OF Index, our proprietary ranking model for hitters. The Phillies actually number 1 across the board in every other metric, so they may be interesting. The Dodgers right there on their heels. I do like the Dodgers tonight. The Dodgers are facing Merrill Kelly of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Kelly is the 3rd lowest ranked pitcher in the Occupy model tonight, and Kelly allows elite ISO and weighted on base average to right-handed hitters especially. He's a little better against lefties, so that may give us some concern with guys like Freddie Freeman and Max Muncy. However, Freeman and Muncy are very good on their own against right-handed pitchers, so it sort of mitigates Kelly's perceived effectiveness or anticipated effectiveness here in this matchup. And that's why when we go over to our hitter model and we fire up the Dodgers, we see we have Freeman and Muncy ranked pretty highly for the Dodgers tonight. Now, over on the Phillies side of things, you see Rhys Hoskins is the number 1 hitter in our model overall tonight. Obviously, number 1 Philly. Right behind him, Nick Castellanos. These two guys, right-handed hitters. The Phillies are facing left-handed Kyle Freeland for the Rockies tonight. Kyle Freeland allows an elite ISO and WOBA to right-handed hitters like Hoskins and Castellanos, and that's why we like them tonight. We think the Phillies are in a really good spot against Freeland here. So let's try and build some lineups. Starting out over on DraftKings, I gave you Buehler. I went with 5 Dodgers here that I think have high upside. They're 5 highly ranked Dodgers in our model. So that's a good place to start tonight. Going with the chalk favorite rankings in our model to try and build a lineup here, see what's possible. Now, $4,250 per player. We still need a pitcher. We still need 3 hitters. Kind of tough if we don't use Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson gives us $3,400 per player. So if you want to go down this route, this may be the path you have to take to get there. Over on FanDuel, same idea. Went with Buehler, 4 Dodger hitters. $26.75 per player remaining here on FanDuel. That's plenty of salary cap to jam in another stack here and get to a good place in your lineups. Can certainly pay up to Shane Bieber for that high strikeout upside. Still have plenty of amount of salary dollars remaining. Can certainly get him here on DraftKings. Lower the amount of dollars you have remaining, but still be able to do something here, add value. A lot of great pitching options tonight. Seems like a fun slate to try your hand at building a couple of high-risk lineups, entering them into like a 3-max contest or something like that. Keep an eye out for the daily plug at OccupyFantasy.com. We will have our final rankings for pitchers and hitters on this slate when confirmed lineups come out. If you want to chat until then, you can consider joining our Discord. It's a link to do so below the video. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk to you about some more MLB DFS.